Hello, my name is Prime, and welcome back to ATS Showcases, and today we are going to be doing some Hotshot Trucking here in this 4th generation Ram truck mod by Nimit. Now, I did my first look at this mod just a few episodes ago, so I will have the link for that up in the cards above. So for today's delivery, we're going to be driving the dually variant of this truck mod, using the gooseneck trailer, and hauling some airplane engines from here in Poplar Bluff, Missouri, and we're going to head up to St. Louis today, and oddly enough, we are delivering to Western Star, so I'm assuming that Western Star is trying to make their trucks a lot faster and experimenting with some airplane engines to strap on the back of it, or at least that's what we're going with today for the sake of this delivery. So without further ado, let's get this Cummins powered Ram heavy duty started up and get on the road. Alright, let's get rolling. Hopefully everyone's doing well. I certainly am. Great to be back here in ATS, and lovely to be doing some hotshot trucking finally, or at least more officially here in American Truck Simulator with this gooseneck trailer and this beautiful Ram mod by Nimit. Again, a paid mod that I did the first look of just a couple episodes ago. So once again, I'll have the video link up in the cards above. That's what I was going to say. Otherwise, fantastic mod, and we are checking out a different variant of the truck today. The dually in this beautiful white platinum paint job looks absolutely amazing, and the trailer looks really good as well. Just a classic gooseneck trailer, and just a really good fit. And it's nice to be doing some hotshot trucking in ATS. I mean, I guess some of the other vehicle mods, in particular the trucks, that I've done a little bit, I guess you could say hotshot. Even the first look of the Ram, where hauled to get some ATVs around on a standard utility trailer. Depends on what your definition of hotshot trucking is. I would say this is more in line of the general consensus of it, more on the commercial side of things, and I think it's going to be a wonderful delivery heading up into St. Louis on a section of Missouri roads, and even here where we haven't really been before, which is always great to explore. And obviously wanted to keep this video just a little bit shorter as well. There's been a little bit of delay getting this one up, so we're going to just try and make sure that I want to make sure this goes up to you as well, and is of decent quality in doing so because of a couple hiccups that I've had along the way, but that's okay. We're going to enjoy this delivery because there's a number of things to talk about as well. So in the background, you'll hear the wonderful engine noise, actually, of this truck. I'd say really good sounding engines. Once again, engines have definitely improved compared to other mods and vehicle mods I've covered in the past. I'd say this Cummins sounds pretty good, if you ask me. All right, some of the big news here in American Truck Simulator, and where do we start? Well, I would say none other than an interesting teaser, and for those who have paid attention to the community post section here on the channel, you will notice that I could reshared a video SES software uploaded across their social media, and it's another map teaser. And that teaser, albeit a teaser, I would say is pretty clear-cut on where it's kind of going with the map, and a lot of people in the comments generally agree. Everything about that video, in particular some of the details, is screaming South Dakota. Mainly because of a sign on the one fence side of the field. That is actually a sign that's in real life. Now, with that said, and besides the thumbnail of the video that kind of points over the Dakotas in general, obviously I'm recording this video not long after the release of that teaser, and in fact the general consensus is South Dakota, but obviously nothing is confirmed yet. What I posed the question to you, and I want to know this, so comment down below, do you think it will be a combination DLC where we get both Dakotas, North and South? I feel like it could be. I don't know, maybe I'm just getting a little bit ambitious with my hopes and dreams when it comes to the Dakota DLCs. I'd really hope, a large part of me wants it to be both DLCs, or both states, sorry, within one DLC, just to keep it simple, get them out. Well, I say get them out of the way. I don't mean that in any way rude, but what I mean is just get them both done, given their size and location, really open up the map up there and finally get them done, in the sense that based off of previous progression of map DLCs, it could have been done already, but it was not. So anyways, comment down below what you think. Do you think it will be a combo DLC? Obviously, as of right now, everyone's leaning towards just being South Dakota because of, well, the lack of combination state DLCs here in American Truck Simulator. But again, I'd like to know what you think. I feel like there could be something in the works with it being 2, but that's just my again, potential optimism when it comes to the release schedule of the upcoming states. And if it is just South Dakota, then so be it. At least we're getting South Dakota, a fantastic state, and one that will, I'm sure, bring in a number of unique features as it goes. But again, I'd like to see a combination. I think a lot of you would as well. But that teaser is quite massive. Obviously, another upcoming state. We know that they're coming, unless if something absolutely crazy goes on. We know that there's going to be a bunch more of these teasers, and it's just a matter of figuring out where, generally speaking, they are going to be. We have obviously a fairly good idea. Now, it's always great to see them, and this was a shorter teaser trailer as well. Again, this will probably be confirmed sooner than later, and what I'm talking about now will be highly outdated, as things typically are here on the internet. I again really just want to see both Dakotas come in. That's great. Teaser video mainly sold it for South Dakota because of the sign that it talked about. I guess it's like the center of the nation or something like that is what it said, if I'm remembering correctly. The thumbnail, though, of that video is where I kind of want to bring in a little bit of an extra talking point, is because in previous teaser videos, the low magnifying glass on the thumbnail was, generally speaking, a little bit more over top of the state in particular that it was talking about. Now, obviously it was over South Dakota, but in my personal opinion, I feel like it was really touching on both Dakotas. Now, could have been just, again, thumbnail design. There's a lot of factors at play there. Does that mean that it's the be and all of, accuracy? Well, no, but it is just an interesting thought and something that did spark my mind of, could this very well be a combination DLC? And that's where I got into that. So obviously, long story short, comment down below what you think. And who knows, maybe you're watching this in the future and something's already confirmed, or the one or both of the Dakota DLCs are out. Fantastic. Correct me down in the comments then. I don't care. Feel free to put your opinion. There's no bad ideas. Otherwise, with American Truck Simulator, we've had 2 recent blog posts since our last video. The first one coming for the Illinois DLC, specifically talking about Marion. I guess one of the first official city blog posts, unless if I am absolutely forgetting this, which I potentially am. But regardless, great to have some more details coming in for the Illinois DLC. Lovely to see it. Obviously confirmed a while ago, but not crazy long ago now. So it's great to see some content rolling for it, and Marion's a nice town. I guess I should say city. It's growing, but it's depends on your interpretation of what a city is. Going to be a very interesting addition, great addition to the Illinois DLC, and I'm happy to see that. And on I guess a slightly more significant side is the Iowa DLC blog post that came out recently, specifically talking about the agriculture. Not to put anything against Illinois, but it's just the fact of the progression of the DLCs and where we're at with Iowa, or at least seemingly at with Iowa. Things are looking like they're coming along quite well, and the agricultural industry of Iowa is arguably the most predominant, given that the vast majority of the state is farmland. It's also home to a number of major agricultural producers, which then leads into some of the new industry and depot types coming to ATS with the Iowa DLC. In that blog post, SEO Software talked about specifically 2 different types of depots, or basically job contract options, for us to be able to deliver to and from different locations that there'll be multiple across the state. One being the agricultural factory, and then the other one being the agricultural dealer. So as the name entails, we're going to try and get over here, let this truck out. There we go. As the name entails, the factory is your, well, basically tractor and farm equipment factory. So we're going to be hauling a bunch of different raw materials to and from the plant. Well, specifically to the plant, I would assume, or the factory, and then bringing back a lot of farm equipment. So I'm assuming the farm equipment DLC will be updated. Maybe. That's just a thought. I'd like to see that. I'm sure SES Software is working on that because there'll be probably some new cargo types come in as well. At least I'd hope so. There's a lot of agricultural deliveries in American Truck Simulator already between different DLCs and what's stock in the base game. But it'd be great to see some more cargo options come in. I think a lot of you would agree with me on that one. There's always more that they can do, in my opinion. I'd love to see some branded content for that. Obviously, we have, some of the more construction equipment side of things, Volvo, JCB, whatever. We have some different paid packs that are branded content, branded cargo, basically. For that, I'd love to see some branded farm equipment come in as well. That would be great. There's some major brands that could be very much represented, and there's some knockoffs obviously that are being implied based off of some of the factories and dealers, but that's okay. There's legalistic reasons for that. We won't get into that, but point is, it'd be great to see some branded content come in with the farming and agricultural side. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. It's hard to say. Either way, 2 new factories, which then obviously would be hauling most likely from the factories to the dealers, various farm equipment, which again just adds an extra layer of realism and more to the in-game economy, which I just cannot complain about. All right, let's take our exit 1B around the loop. It's quite nice to actually be doing some hotshot trucking. Just driving with more normal vehicles is also nice here in American Truck Simulator, and again kind of opens up into the talk of Project Road Trip, something that we'll probably circle back a lot to, honestly, with various topics, just because of, well, the nature of it and how extensive this feature could be. This is something that, again, could open the doors for many new markets and different possibilities within American Truck Simulator. But again, it then circles back to the same argument, basically, of where does American Truck Simulator draw the lines? Are there lines that should be drawn? That is a great question. Oh, and there's the big brewery that we've delivered, at least from around recently. I guess one of the first looks of Missouri. Massive factory. Oh, I'm drifting across the lanes. Sorry there, cars. And yeah, we need to be heading towards Tulsa, so we gotta go this way. The 44 West. Indeed. It's great to be kind of in these, and this is where, again, Project Road Trip could open up a lot of avenues, as I mentioned, a lot of new players, besides in the flexibility. But again, where's that line for American Truck Simulator? By truck, are they intending pickup truck and, different grades of commercial trucking like this? I think a lot of people wouldn't be upset by that, honestly. I feel like the hotshot trucking realm in American Truck Simulator, I think with Project Road Trip could be very much well recepted, or recepted and just, approved basically by the hardcore fan base. The touristic side of things, obviously, or the tourism side, I guess not touristic. The tourism side is a little bit on the fence with a lot of individuals. There's a lot of people that are really looking forward to the potential of exploring the ATS map in just a standard civilian vehicle, or for the roleplay opportunities, or for the sake of whether they're multiplayer servers or even personal saves. There's a lot of benefits that come in with that on that aspect, but I know there is the controversy of, well, okay, is this just an American tourism simulator as well? Oh, we've actually got a turn right here as well. Okay. Around the corner. We don't need to swing out that wide. I'm used to driving a transport truck. Well, would you look at that? How funny is that? Okay, we gotta turn into Western Star. Yeah, we actually come up here or in the front gates. And we got to figure out where we are delivering to. It looks like obviously around the back. So I'm going to try and come around this way based off of where we need to go. And yeah. But also, Project Road Trip is going to be interesting to say the least. I know it will be controversial in some respects, but I think bringing in the Hotshot Trucking options would be something that would be incredibly smart for STS Software to do, and I think is part of the plan as well with different cargo types as well. Bringing that into base game American Truck Simulator, I think, would be quite revolutionary, honestly, and again, just open up more possibilities and a more diverse player market as well. So business-wise for STS Software, I can see why they're considering that as well. All right, let's go ahead and reverse this Ram truck into our drop-off zone here. Ooh, peppy on the reverse gear. Again, getting used to driving a civilian vehicle versus a commercial transport truck. Definitely a lot more touchy on the throttle inputs, to say the very least. There we go. That'll do just fine. Why they need airplane engines is beyond me. And let's go ahead and shut off the truck. And beautiful stuff overall. Thank you all so much for watching. What a fantastic episode. Once again, great mod overall with this Nimitz 4th Gen Ram truck mod. Great to be driving the dually here with this gooseneck, and honestly, fantastic overall. Great to be doing some hotshot trucking, and really excited to see what's coming up here for ATS, because obviously, as I talked about today, there's a lot on the horizon, and I can just feel a lot of good things coming. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.